I am headed for the grave if I don't change my ways.
I'm afraid that I'm gonna come home and find out that she's had a heart attack. If she doesn't get some kind of help, she's not gonna last much longer.
"22-year-old Josh has an obsession with pizza. Pizza for breakfast, pizza for lunch, pizza for dinner.
God, I love the pizza.
And it's taking a serious toll on his health. Josh's Uncle David is desperate for someone to help.
If it's left unchecked, he is going to kill himself.
Can specialists Mike Dow and JJ Virgin break this dangerous addiction?
This is how much pizza you eat in a year.
Damn.
In order to save his stomach
This is poisonous to your body.
and his life.
This is incredibly dangerous to your health.
If we do not help him, Josh could die.
22-year-old Josh eats pizza 3 meals a day,
Some good stuff.
a total of 1,800 pounds every single year, 80 times more than the average person.
Josh's pizza consumption is to excess. It's gotten to the point where it's a compulsion.
I crave pizza every time I want a meal. Right now I want pizza. I don't know what made me want it. I just want it.
He'll eat it hot, cold, 1 day old, frozen, microwaved.
Josh's only nutrition comes from the 2,000 cups of white flour, 250 cups of tomato sauce, and 230 pounds of cheese that he eats every year.
God, I love the pizza.
Josh's diet concerns me, scares me really, because I feel like if it's left unchecked, that he is going to kill himself.
When Josh was a child, he ate a variety of foods.
Joshua was not a picky eater when he was younger. The picky eating didn't start until he actually had money to buy his own food.
Starting in 3rd grade, Josh was able to buy his own lunches, and that's when pizza became a problem.
On Fridays, if you waited till the second bell after the lunch lady had extras, she'd give you an extra big slice of pizza.
Soon, Josh was eating pizza whenever he could get his hands on it, and gradually, other foods disappeared from his diet.
The last time I could remember eating a vegetable was probably 5th grade, when my mom forced me to eat some, and I ate some just to disguise the other hand, grabbing it in the napkin to throw it away.
Despite his terrible diet, Josh pushed himself as an athlete, and he excelled in high school volleyball.
Joshua the athlete was actually quite good. During high school, he was MVP, and he helped to coach the teams. And then when he started playing beach volleyball, we saw a lot of a great future for him.
It was very exciting to watch him play because he was good at it. And you could just tell he enjoyed it, he beamed, he smiled.
Volleyball was the most important thing to me.
But then 3 years ago, when Josh was 19, he suddenly became ill.
I was at volleyball practice and I was just running, and then all of a sudden I just had this urge to just vomit. And then it started happening day after day after day after day. And then after a month, it started happening when I was waking up, and it's been going on for 2.5 years. When I wake up in the morning, I have about 10 to 30 minutes of hell. I'll have a massive headache. My heart will be palpitating. I have about 10 to 30 minutes to throw up. It's like mentally just agonizing, you know, every morning waking up like that.
Josh was passed from doctor to doctor over the course of 3 years. After countless tests and scans, not one could diagnose him. The most they could do was prescribe migraine medication.
Have you actually sat down and told the doctors how much pizza you actually eat every day, every week?
I told him I eat a lot of pizza, but I remember not exactly.
Before Josh got sick, he was a young man with a plan. You know, he was in school, he was playing volleyball regularly, and all of his dreams of being a pro volleyball player, of finishing school, just absolutely evaporated.
I lost volleyball, I lost so many friends, I lost working out, I lost going to the beach. So there's a deep hole.
Forced to quit the sport that had come to define him, by the age of 20, Josh had lost everything. His athletic dreams, his friends, and his self-esteem.
Come on, eat it, it's good.
You can have it, I don't want it. It has vegetables and stuff in there.
Eventually, he left school and moved in with his grandmother.
He is not eating any vegetables or any fruit. One of these days, I'm gonna give up on you.
As he descended deeper and deeper into depression, Josh ate more and more pizza, his one comfort. He currently eats over 469 pizzas each year, 320 slices every single month.
I definitely forget about my problems when I'm eating pizza. For that moment, I'm not thinking about volleyball. So whatever's going on after I eat that pizza, I like that feeling.
So how much of this pizza do you think you're gonna be able to eat?
I'll probably eat my half.
I think for Josh, the amount of pizza that he eats is at the very least, if it does not cause his illness, it aggravates it.
I could answer 100% to my heart of hearts that I do not believe my diet has anything to do with the way that I feel physically. There's way more foods that are way more unhealthy than pizza.
Josh's life is spiraling out of control, and he needs help before it's too late.
Kimberly is fixated on ice cream bars, devouring up to 40 every day.
I get obsessed over the ice cream bars.
A devastating divorce
My self-esteem was decimated.
left Kimberly with a void that only ice cream bars could fill.
It's almost like having a lover.
Can experts Dr. Mike Dow and JG Virgin help Kimberly break her ice cream bar habit?
Are you living right now, or are you existing?
I'm existing, barely.
Or will ice cream bars continue to mess up her life?
You're drowning in ice cream.
My mom is a freaky eater.
50-year-old Kimberly eats almost nothing but ice cream bars.
I get obsessed over the ice cream bars. They caress my throat all the way down to my stomach. It's almost like having a lover.
Oh God, this is so bad.
Kimberly eats as many as 40 ice cream bars every single day, from morning until late into the night.
There's times I get up and eat ice cream bars in the middle of the night every couple of hours. When I eat these ice cream bars, it is like everything else goes away.
Kimberly consumes hundreds of ice cream bars each month, up to a staggering 10,000 per year.
I know that it's an addiction and wonder what's so wrong with me that I need so many ice cream bars a day. I've struggled with my weight ever since I was 10. 280 pounds was the highest that I ever was.
10 years ago, Kimberly underwent gastric bypass surgery to control her weight and lost 150 pounds.
I felt like for once I was pretty.
She kept the weight off until 3 years ago when she became obsessed with ice cream bars.
I went through a really painful divorce. My self-esteem was decimated. I just collapsed into myself. Then my mom was visiting, and she bought a box of these ice cream bars, and then I decided I'm gonna try one. It was like crack. Since my divorce, I have been using ice cream bars as a crutch. Weight started coming back on, and that just deflated my self-esteem.
Kimberly rarely sees her two sons. Younger son Drew is away at college, and older son Steven lives in New York. Without her sons at home, the impact of her divorce has been even greater.
I do think it affected her a lot that we're gone. She really doesn't have anybody else.
Also, 6 months ago, Kimberly moved to Reading, Pennsylvania, where she knows few people.
She's alone, and I think that her comfort is eating ice cream bars. She's completely shut off from the world.
When I eat these ice cream bars, all I feel is contentment and loved.
In just 3 years, Kimberly's excessive consumption of ice cream bars has affected her health. She's gained back 50 pounds and has type 2 diabetes.
If I don't develop a healthy lifestyle, I don't think that I'm going to live to the ripe old age.
She's not getting enough nutrition and just eating sugar all day on top of her diabetes. If she doesn't stop her addiction, I'm afraid she's gonna end up dead.
31-year-old Whitney refuses to eat solid foods.
I have to make sure I get all the little pieces that I've chewed up out of my mouth.
For the past 18 months, Whitney has only been able to drink 8 ounces of liquids a day.
This whole eating issue has affected my life very severely.
And now Whitney's youngest daughter has picked up her dangerous eating habit.
It absolutely breaks my heart at 3 and 4 and 5 years old having eating disorders.
Whitney lost an alarming 150 pounds in 5 months, putting her life in danger. With just 1 week of therapy, can specialist Dr. Dow and JJ Virgin put a stop to Whitney's life-threatening eating disorder?
If you don't change, it will mean death.
Or will her fear of solid foods be too overpowering?
One of my biggest fears is that I will never eat again.
31-year-old Whitney has been unable to eat any solid food for 18 months.
I have to make sure I get all the little pieces that I've chewed up out of my mouth.
She can only drink liquids and barely consumes 10 ounces a day. Whitney's nutritional intake per week is as little as 1,400 calories, a mere 200 calories daily.
I'm gonna have you make the steaks, babe.
Whitney has been married to Terry for the past 7 years, and they have 4 children. The only way she can eat with her family is to chew her food and then spit it into a cup.
No.
Whitney doesn't dare swallow it.
She just chews on it to get the flavor, to get the feeling that she's eating it.
I try to fake it for the kids' sake, but at this point, there's no joyful time at all with food.
Are you okay?
18 months ago, my eating habits dramatically changed. We were at my mom's house. She had made steak dinner. Took a bite of the meat, and I choked on it.
She just couldn't get it down, and she was turning purple and blue.
You're instantly in a panic mode.
I had to do the Heimlich maneuver on her, and she was scared.
This terrifying experience left Whitney with a debilitating and irrational fear of eating solid food.
It's been 18 months since I swallowed solid food.
With Whitney's limited liquid intake not providing sufficient nutrients and calories, she lost a staggering 150 pounds in just 5 months.
I don't feel good. I'm feeling a lot of nausea, and I don't have any energy at all.
I wish my mommy could eat.
This whole eating issue has affected my life very severely.
We've been struggling because
I lost a job, and we went down to 1 income,
got evicted from our home.
We had to sell our wedding ring.
Whitney's destructive diet has taken a toll on every part of her life, including her youngest child's eating habits.
My 3-year-old Kirsten is not eating foods because she sees mommy not eating.
Kirsten does it over my plate. That's pretty disgusting.
It absolutely breaks my heart at 3 and 4 and 5 years old having eating disorders because they're watching what I'm doing.
I can't swallow my beef.
With both her child's health and her own in jeopardy, Whitney sought help from 9 specialists, but it was to no avail.
As far as my doctors go, everybody tells me what they think it could be, and then it ends up not being.
No closer to answers, Terry is concerned for Whitney's life.
Every day I live with the fear that she might die and may not be here for us.
Kelly has eaten nothing but cheesy potatoes for 30 years.
I love cheese and potatoes. It's like crack to me. I gotta have it.
She's revolted by other foods.
I want you to try this because it's a green vegetable.
And her husband worries that she's destroying her health.
I'm afraid that I'm gonna come home and find out that she's had a heart attack.
Can specialists Mike Dow and JJ Virgin turn Kelly around?
Every bite of cheesy potatoes is like digging your grave.
Before it's too late.
Kelly's health is a ticking time bomb, and she's got to change now.
My wife, Kelly, is a freaky eater.
34-year-old Kelly eats nothing but cheesy potatoes, morning, noon, and night.
I love cheese and potatoes. It's ooey gooey and just yum, yum, yummy.
Each and every day, Kelly eats a minimum of 8 potatoes and 4 cups of cheese, amounting to a whopping 8,000 calories and 176 grams of fat a day.
When I eat cheesy potatoes, I mean, it instantly puts a smile on my face.
Over the course of a year, Kelly consumes about 3,000 pounds of potatoes, 23 times more than the average American, and close to 1,500 cups of cheese.
It's definitely more than food. It's like crack to me. I gotta have it.
As a child, Kelly ate other foods, but cheesy potatoes soon became her
My
favorite.
mom took me to a fast food restaurant and they had cheese french fries there, and ever since I had those, I just fell in love with them.
Kelly's eating habits changed around age 4 when she visited with relatives. There, she was forced to eat food that didn't agree with her.
My mom told them that I don't like ham and eggs. They made me eat them, and I threw it up all over the table. Since that time, my diet has consisted of cheese and potatoes every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, for probably 30 years. Can I get 3 orders of french fries, and can I have cheese put on those fries? I won't eat at work. I'll go through a drive-thru at lunchtime. I don't really eat in front of other people. I don't really want people to know how much I'm consuming.
Me and Kelly, we've been married 7 years.
You're cooking meat. I'm out of here. When Patrick's cooking, I'm usually in the living room watching TV because I don't even like being in the kitchen.
Kelly can't stand to smell or even touch most foods, especially vegetables.
Well, I want you to try this because it's a green vegetable. Every time I've tried to cook her a little something extra, she just refuses. Just try a little taste.
I can't.
Come here, baby.
It's okay. It's traumatic for me.
How's your dinner, babe?
Good.
Because of her aversion to other foods, Kelly even eats in a different room than Patrick.
My husband absolutely hates when I don't sit down and eat dinner with him.
Over the last decade, Kelly's freaky eating has caused her to gain over 150 pounds. It's taken a serious toll on her marriage and her health.
My energy level, honestly, is like slim to none. I am headed for the grave if I don't change my ways.
I'm afraid that I'm gonna come home and find out that she's had a heart attack. If she doesn't get some kind of help, she's not gonna last much longer.
In 5 years, I may not be around. I don't want to die young. I don't want to live like this anymore.
Victor's life is dominated by cheeseburgers.
Burgers are so good.
Eating them morning, noon, and night. Every meal of every day for almost 3 decades.
Victor is in the midst of a major health crisis.
Now his health is in dire straits.
Foods that I eat and the pills that I'm taking are just fighting each other, and unfortunately the cheeseburgers won.
And his marriage is falling apart.
If he continues this way, I don't know how much more I can take.
With 1 week of intense therapy, can specialists Mike Dow and JJ Virgin break this dangerous addiction?
I've been trying to do this on my own. I can't. I need help.
In order to save his marriage and his life.
Victor is a true addict.
I just can't see myself doing it.
My name is Victor Munoz, and I'm a freaky eater.
Victor lives on cheeseburgers and cheeseburgers alone.
I love burgers.
He eats 4 burgers a day, 28 each week, which is nearly 1,500 burgers every single year.
I don't eat salad. I don't eat steak. I stay away from chicken. I don't eat any vegetables or fruit. I love fishing, but there is no way in hell I will eat a fish.
Burgers are so good.
From his burgers, Victor consumes over 88 pounds of fat every year and approximately 1.3 million milligrams of sodium.
The reason why I enjoy cheeseburgers so much is because I know exactly what's going on inside there. It's simple.
I like it a lot.
But Victor keeps the extent of his burger obsession hidden from his wife of 11 years.
Adriana thinks maybe I'll have 3 burgers a week. I'm really having over 20.
In contrast to her husband, Victor's wife loves nothing more than to experiment with new foods.
I'm going to culinary school. I love all food.
I don't eat anything she makes. 9 out of 10 times I'll stop on the way home.
Let me get a cheeseburger plain.
And get rid of the evidence and come in the house and then just kind of pick at what she made.
Every time Victor doesn't eat something that I make, I take it very personal.
I know it breaks her heart, but it breaks my heart even more because you should see the spreads that she makes, and I just don't touch it.
All done.
Victor's aversion to his wife's healthy dinners also makes an impression on the couple's 2 children.
It's difficult for me to push healthy eating habits on my children if Victor is sitting there with a hamburger.
Dad doesn't eat healthy.
Victor has been a freaky eater his entire life, refusing to eat even as a toddler.
I would be so happy if I could get him to eat one good meal during the day.
At age 5, Victor discovered cheeseburgers, and from that point would eat nothing else.
I would have to make the same thing every day. Cheeseburgers for breakfast, cheeseburgers for lunch, and cheeseburgers for dinner.
When Victor and I first started going out, we went out to eat hamburgers a lot, and I was fine with it. I don't think I really noticed it until I wanted to start trying new foods, and I couldn't because of Victor.
Over time, Victor became afraid of all other foods and insisted that his burgers be made a very specific way.
Having lettuce, tomato, or onions touching my burger, I feel like I've been violated. If there's a piece of lettuce hanging on the edge of my bun, I'll rip off like half the bun, if not the whole thing.
In his mid-20s, Victor started to see and feel the side effects of his diet.
Victor started gaining weight and started having some health issues.
Now 34, Victor has ballooned up to 260 pounds. 2 years ago, he was diagnosed with diabetes.
I don't feel good at all.
Victor's doctor prescribed him medication to keep his blood sugar down.
Foods that I eat and the pills that I'm taking are just fighting each other, and I really feel sick. I felt like I had to choose between my pills and the cheeseburgers, and unfortunately the cheeseburgers won.
As Victor's health has deteriorated, so has his relationship with his wife and kids.
When he gets home from work, our son wants to play with him, and Victor doesn't have the energy for it.
I'm tired. I'm out of shape.
And that, of course, affects our time with our kids because Victor will just lay on the couch and he'll say he doesn't feel good. I don't want to see where this is going to take him. I don't want to stick along for this ride. I don't want it.
If I was by myself, let me rot, but I'm not. I got a family, and I got to take care of them. I am definitely trapped by burgers. I've been trying to do this on my own my whole life. I can't. I need help.